Okay, so how's my hair? My makeup artist could make it. My hairstylist could make it today. Okay, so today we're gonna do some simple nut busting replacement of lug nuts. I know it's pretty fucking trivial, but these lug nuts are nappy. They're not threading very well. I don't want to tear up my threads. I'm being proactive here because you know what? I'm not made of money like these other people, and I got some cheap piece of shit cars that people pump up to the end of the world, like I'm driving around in $1 million McLarens, and you get that. And the ones with the good cars, whether it's a classic 57 Chevy or a 427 Cobra, which they bought for $80,000 or whatever, they're going after the people with nothing, lashing out in anger and rage because maybe they got their hands dirty in their younger years and popped a few pistons and holes, okay, and they're better than everyone else, okay. It's actually pretty fucking ironic here that the people that are generally worthless, most of them, are better than everyone else, okay. But anyways, and also deal with the worldwide racist hatred for Kevin's Jewish kind since 5 years old and lack of a few eyebrow hairs, showing their worldwide conspiracy to commit murder with the Perlman family, who has literally spent 50 years riling up worldwide Jew kill groups to hunt and kill their 5-year-old for reasons I don't understand, because I'm not allowed to ask questions here, right? So I have to deal with worldwide Jew killing, minute by minute child raping pieces of shit. But we're gonna relax today with the worldwide death threats. No relaxing for you, nigger. Just one of the many, and that stems from 1980 kissing a black girl at Sunny Skies Day Camp. So you have to do the math. The situation in itself is incomprehensible, but you have to do the math. What the fuck's going on? And the only answer I've gotten since 25 years ago is, you don't talk or we kill you. Mike, what the fuck's going on? I came out of college. You wanted me to come back. I didn't interject this part because I didn't know that my mother, father, and brother were manipulating me back from University of Colorado to help me to have me killed for committing the crimes of getting a college degree, okay? Because the art therapist's mother doesn't approve of her child getting a BFA, Bachelor of Fine Arts degree with a mixed major in computer science, and getting into 3D animation, visual effects, and coming out of college. And Mike Huntley wanted to start an internet host provider to get me close with my father, to help me to have me killed or eradicated at all costs, because my father doesn't approve of things like this. Okay, now is it about schizophrenia, obsession? Well, obviously not. And if I go to the car groups, 20 people show up trying to sell me their cars with little subliminal messages like, the car I really liked was when I was a kid, it was a souped up station wagon, and then all of a sudden a guy shows up with some souped up Taurus wagon with a, like an LS3 or something in it, right? And oh, we can't see what you're doing with the manipulations to try to make someone look like he just has obsession and just keeps buying things. And yet, ironically, I'm actually doing the opposite with why would I keep, now remember, Arnold Silber spent so much time and energy trying to get me to get rid of my Eclipse. When I said, Anita, if I needed you to co-sign for a loan to buy a car, would you? So I didn't even know if I needed to co-sign for a loan for the Corvette. And instantly, no, we want to help you out. Arnold, I want to help you out because I like you. And I said, no, just give me a loan, okay? You don't have to buy it. Give me a loan, I'll pay you. And then all of a sudden, it's you're a car thief, and you're this, and you don't want to work for a living, and this and that. And every single thing for 50 years is turned around with their worldwide Jew kill groups and daily attacks to remove me from society. That look what Kevin is doing now, and we're going to prove it by manipulating the situation in no choice scenarios. Example, hey, all mechanics don't fix his cars, don't help him fix his cars. Try to get him to buy a new one. Just say, hey, look, he suffers from obsession, he can't stop buying things. Just like Dr. Steve Levinson paid off friends of the Perlman family to befriend me. Why do you keep modifying cars? Why do you keep modifying cars? Why do you keep Why do you keep smoking cigars? I'm trying to fix the car. And every time I try to fix the car, I'm dealing with your fucking Jew-killing hate groups. But you can't say it because I don't know who you are. Okay, right? I'm trying to fix what you're breaking that you're calling obsession. Why? Well, because I'm angry at you because lack of some hairs. And why is that? Because the DSM Book 5, Book of Mental Illness Labels, classifies trichotillomania as an obsessive compulsive disorder. However, that's in its worst case scenario. Example, if you break up with a girl and are depressed and start going out and doing things, do you suffer from depression, or are you depressed because you broke up with a girl? Now, the Perlman family just magically doesn't understand this when it comes to Kevin Perlman, but they do understand it, just like everyone else worldwide, when it comes to everyone else. Meaning that what they're doing is discriminatory, bigoted, and racist, and they're doing it out of hatred. They're not doing it out of concern. I want my 5-year-old dead, so I need to figure out a bullying excuse or justification why I'm allowed to hunt and kill or eradicate, just like Eric Christensen in 91, hunting me for buying a large gym, befriending me and hunting me for buying, with Sherry Christensen, for buying a large gym t-shirt at Ashland, Oregon, Southern Oregon State College. In the dorms, I was in Emerald Hall. He veered over from Diamond Dorm and wanted to befriend me, latch on, because you committed a crime. You're doing something to me for buying a large gym t-shirt, and my last name is Christensen. And so now I have to kill you because you're schizophrenic. Well, I believe they say, isn't that the pot calling the kettle black, okay? The schizophrenic stalker, who's not really schizophrenic, is saying that the victim is a schizophrenic, and this tactic has been done to me daily for 50 years with worldwide groups. Elementary school teachers, high school teachers, college professors, people in dorms, students in dorms, all controlled environments to figure out how to execute someone and keep working on their credibility so that when that person's dead or gone, there's no investigation. See, that guy suffers from, and this is why it happened, and we're not going to investigate because he's a schizophrenic. And you're going to say, I don't get it. Well, why is a few aesthetics, a few missing hairs worth launching a worldwide campaign to kill someone? I mean, you might as well say it's because I'm Jewish. You might as well say it's I got hair on my arms. You might as well say these glasses are ugly, and they are. You might as well say it has facial hair, and they're all the same thing, okay? But that's what racist, bigoted murderers do with coffee shop corporations and restaurants worldwide and pool halls worldwide and college professors and colleges worldwide. And they come up with reasons, they're pathetic reasons, why they're allowed to commit crimes and kill people or execute people or excommunicate people from society, correct? And they're the ones committing the crimes. I've done nothing wrong but be accepting and friendly and open-minded, and then it's going to be with the Ron Perlman disinformation. You don't know the way the world works, as if this is normal, but it's never happened to anyone else on this magnitude, but within the scope of history itself it has. Example, the Greeks and Romans, the Jewish people were slaves, the Holocaust, Greek-Pontian War. Tom Farley's big on that, right? With his lies that I hate Persians, right? His working with coffee shops and Coffee Bean, that I hate Persians. And remember that the Coffee Bean thing started in like 2005 for being friendly and saying, hi, how are you? How's it going? Oh, you threatened me. Hey, world, hunt Kevin and kill him. Okay, now remember that Topanga Division is behind this. They're being paid off by the Perlman family with Dincy, who's threatened my life over and over that my kind doesn't leave a house cage because the Perlman family is paying him to hunt and kill Jews or discriminate that your kind or whatever, some of their racial slurs for me. Your kind is not allowed to exist. And then they're going to, once again, come up with some kind of justification like, well, 40 years ago you peeled out in a car. Well, so did you and all your friends and all these guys helping you. And that's okay for them, but it's not for you. and it's not really anything that everyone gives a shit about anyways, showing that LAPD is actually taking money to hunt and kill and cover up. And what they started, they cannot contain. Example, my friend Paul Humphrey, who latched on to me at 86 when he was 14 with Mike Huntley, both conduits to Jason Perlman and friends. Jason Perlman's death threats when I was 16 that he's going to put me in a mental institution for jumping in the way of him swinging a crowbar at Greg Waugh, who was working with Jason. You find out later. Okay, he's going to put me in a mental facility, and yet there's worldwide groups with the police. Now something's missing in this equation because it doesn't make sense. I mean, you can't just walk up to someone and say that guy's crazy, let's all put him in a mental facility or lock him away or put him in a cage. Oh, okay, I'll help you because he's crazy. People are going to be like, dude, you're fucking sick, get the fuck away from me. So something bigger is going on that goes up the ladder that starts at 5 years old, where for whatever reason these government flag and kill operations, the hunt and kill with worldwide groups, fear-mongering the planet, and whatever lie my father started, Ron Perlman, orthopedic surgeon, secondary psychology degree, Ron Perlman, started in 1977 is so bad, or he literally brainwashed a planet of fucking uneducated, egotistical retards to help follow him in his 50-year now daily hunt and kill my child out of hate because I'm afraid of him. Of course, he's done nothing to me or anyone else, because think of the ramifications. What would I have had to do for a worldwide No Relaxing for You Nigger campaign to mentally bludgeon my skull in every day with the police and government saying you suffer from mental illness and you don't have a right to exist? It would have to be so horrific. It would like I look at you at 5 years old and like things start blowing up and people start exploding, and okay, let's be realistic here. So we have to stay grounded. And as the snowball rolls down the hill and gets bigger and bigger, since 5 years old, the more it needs to be contained and cover up the daily lies. And I make it to the age 29. Mike, what the fuck's going on? You're fucking dead. You don't, no middle ground here, no nothing. It's your behavior. Have a good life now. We're using the judicial system against you. I've given you enough to rope to hang yourself with. Just boom, out of nowhere. Like, why did you, Anita Perlman or Ron Perlman, want me to move back to start an internet host provider with you? I'm confused. Working schizophrenia tactics with Bob Sandler and Tim Thompson, trying to having Rody Morales try to plant LAPD drugs in my house, West Valley drugs in my house, trying to get me to take them from Rody Morales, and father trying to work gun angle tactics, trying to get guns or toy guns in my house. And this is a lot of fucking anger, dude. This is not, I just want you to have a good life. I don't think so. Okay, hey, I just want you to have a good life. That's why I keep following you from place to place, trying to slit your throat, because I want you to have a good life. Okay, right, let's be realistic here. The father, the Perlman family, wants the child dead, and there's worldwide groups helping, and they keep trying to divert the issue to the next person, the next group, the next person, but it's all one giant conspiracy to kill a 5-year-old Jewish child. Conspiracy to commit murder under Penal Code 182 and 187, first-degree murder with premeditated motive and malice, okay? The intent to kill, knowingly, before ever seeing me, if I show up at a place. The reason 60 people conspire to show up before or afterwards is a conspiracy to get what they want. It's not a joke. It's not a game. And if I say this, LAPD gets angrier and angrier and tries to throw me in jail and tries to set me up and frame me even more. And I will say police, not just LAPD. This is a worldwide federal crime. This has been going on daily for 50 years. Okay, so let's go back here to relaxing, which is deemed a crime with the Perlman family. Same with social interactions, dating women, sex, unless they can force them on you like Adriana Alvarez. You date the girl we give you, you do what she tells you, or we kill you. Okay, now you're saying, God, that's seems like a movie. And that's what I thought in 2001. Like, I'm not seeing what I'm seeing. Mike, I don't get the joke, okay? But can you stop? I don't get it. I don't understand. It's not really, slicing people's throats isn't really humorous. I don't get the joke. But remember, you can't tell anyone. When you are a gang stalking target with the police and the government and the psychology community, who do you tell? Okay? Instantly going to the police, not instantly, but instantly going to private investigators who definitely had too much information like everyone else worldwide, trying to make me look crazy. And then going to the police when I had enough proof on hard drives, they were working the same mental illness tactics, and then they're trying to divert it that, oh, it's your fault for not coming to us sooner. Or you're imagining it, man. With the man tactic, right? The repetitive man tactic. Okay, so, but if I'm imagining it, why are you taking part in it? Oh, it's the Illuminati. See, then you have the freaks show up trying to give you lame Illuminati or Mason bullshit dialogues to try to get you to say something, the same things my father would say. Like he's talking about Janet Nordet, and he said, oh, she grabbed my steering wheel and tried to throw the car in a tree. And he's trying to get me all angry at Janet Nordet, and he's trying to rile me up, and he's trying to get me to say things that look totally crazy, right? Now, I found out this pattern was going on with my father my entire life, and I was in shock. I was like, why does the father want me dead since 5? However, if it's a singular, okay, so you got one sick, psychotic, child-raping, murdering father, distance yourself. Get away from it. But it's not a singular, it's a planetary, worldwide group in using the internet to coordinate daily worldwide attacks to torture and kill 5-year-old Jewish children. And behind everything in this progression is some kind of, well, he did this, so we're going to, and it's just behavior. And my response is, I don't know who the fuck you are. And you sure shit don't know anything about me other than the information you've been told, called defamation of character. And there is no reasoning. There is about as much reasoning with them as Adolf Hitler, okay? They're the superior race. I'm the inferior race. They have the right with my family to hunt me, kill me with worldwide groups, and cover it up with mental illness labels. And this is gaslighting and gang stalking in its worst form on a worldwide conspiracy to commit murder, not a couple of sick people like Jason Perlman and a few friends. It is planetary. Well, Kevin, I don't believe you, so that's why we're doing it. I love that one. That justification is the ultimate. So you're not going to leave the guy alone and let him get away from anyone? You're just going to keep it going because you think someone's a liar? Well, that doesn't make any sense. That argument in itself doesn't hold weight. You said this person tried to rape you, so I'm going to rape you to death with worldwide groups. The argument in itself doesn't make sense. Okay, so what the argument says without any words behind it is you don't talk or we kill you. See, you figured out what's going on since 5 years old, and you don't talk or we kill you, and we're going to keep hunting you to kill you until we get what we want. Okay, so let's go back to some nut busting. So this is just a little proactive. These are the new lug nuts, and these ones sort of are threading really weird. And this is a new hub. So I have 2 new front wheel hubs because that's a long story. It's interesting that somehow, I believe it was Ram Tire Company, the driver's side nut magically came off the end link on the sway bar. Now it's interesting because eventually, now this is old, this truck's 160,000 miles and it's 2007, but what's interesting here, without really pointing fingers, without direct proof, is that the tie rod ball joint ripped in half. Now that's 160,000 miles, a lot. That's not unheard of. As a matter of fact, that's probably expected. However, why didn't any of the tire shops say anything that your tie rod, your ball joint's about to go? Okay, this is the real question. Why was nothing said, and why were they trying to make like $5,000 off $100 things? Okay, so eventually the tie rod ball joint ripped in half, and magically the end link on the same driver's side, someone took the nut off at one of the shops, or possibly not a shop because the truck sits pretty high, you could get right under it. And You know, nothing happened, but the ball joint broke, and I replaced the inner and outer tie rods and the ball joints. But I'm gonna say this: there is no doubt a lot of these people with the gang stalking and gaslighting want me dead, and so we're gonna look the other way. You know, when vital ball joints. I mean, if I was going, I'm not going to dramatize it, but let's say I'm going to, sorry, I didn't want to say 100 because I'm not a race car. Let's say I'm going 65 on a highway, and the ball joint, the tie rod, steering tie rod, ball joint rips in half. Okay, you have one tire, and you have a tire that's going crazy because there's no stability, and something bad could, I'm going to say could, happen, because at 20 miles per hour, that tire was going crazy, and it was undrivable. So let's say it's 65. Well, you know, we don't like this guy, so I'm not going to say anything about the ball joint because we have a worldwide auto conspiracy to destroy all his cars or stop him from fixing cars or make him look crazy, which jumps from pool halls to coffee shops to gyms to college professors to... And it's all your fault, Kevin, because when you were, hint, when you were 12 years old, Brian Weaver kind of sort of bullied Ryan Hirsch, and you didn't stop it. So we're going to hunt you with the worldwide groups and kill you. But how do you have the private information, and why are you using it to justify killing? And it's so insignificant to begin with that this is a situation that has happened probably 100,000 times a year, and you don't care about anyone else. And Ryan Hirsch was never really bullied. Like, when you watch those movies about people being bullied and every week, and he's punched in the head, and give me your lunch money, and he finally says, I can't take it, and kills himself or something. This is like a one-time 5-minute thing, okay? Brian Weaver did not bully Ryan Hirsch every day of his life. This was sort of an off-color, like almost like a staged 5-minute thing. Like nothing else. There was never anything with Brian Weaver and Ryan Hirsch. And then Brian Weaver would call Scott, he'd call, God, what was his last name? Scott? He'd call him Melonhead. Scott, I don't remember his name. It'll come to me. And then Brian Weaver says he punched Mike Block or something. I don't know. All these things are obviously staged to try to make me think that I deserve to be hunted and killed. Scott Jellin. Later on, Joel Littman with the towing company says that Scott Jellin was found naked, hung himself, and was found naked. I don't believe it. You know, I mean, you know, when my mother walks up to me at 16 and says, did you hit Josh Burnham in the head with a golf club, trying to justify her worldwide, make me think that she's allowed to hunt me and kill me and fabricate her little delusions, you can put it in the pile of those, right? But I'm committing a crime by telling you these things. Nobody else is committing crimes by hunting to kill, conspiracy to commit murder in unheard of methods based on gaslighting and gang stalking, mentally raping and bashing your skull into death until your nervous system gives out and you die. They're not committing a crime, even though they are. On the law books they are. I'm committing a crime by having an opinion about 50 years stolen and worldwide daily attacks to hunt me and have me killed since 5 years old. And this is the question that needs to be questioned. And why is Topanga Division and the police and LAPD and worldwide police officers protecting hunting and killing 5-year-old Jewish children or any child or any person? San Diego police officer Niger, Niger, whatever the fuck, says that people are allowed to get together and kill people if they don't physically touch them. About a year later, there were lawsuits against San Diego Police Department for gang stalking groups, terrorizing, trying to set people up, okay, or a person. Okay, and Charles Sean Dincy federally sued for putting Rex Schellenberger on his Facebook account, just like me, and saying, hey, everyone in the community, go ballistic on this person until he's dead or gone. We're gonna try to force him into a mental facility, forging signatures. Okay, now LAPD is mad about this. Did I have an opinion? Just like Mike Huntley in 2001, Mike, what the fuck's going on? You're dead. You don't talk, we kill you. Just like the guy with the police trained canine, you better accept what's going on. or it'll get a lot worse for you, us hunting to kill you or eradicate you, or it'll get a lot worse for you, shredding my leg with a police-trained canine, Detective Shapiro bearing all police reports, refusal to admit what was done on video that goes on YouTube's. You're destroying people's lives by putting it on YouTube's. Yeah, because you won't do anything to stop it and keep lying that nothing's going on, right? So these secular catch-22 scenarios are by design since 5 years old to execute, eradicate with worldwide death threats, no relaxing for you nigger, for kissing a black girl at 8 years old. I am a horrible monster for saying this, for saying that this is really what is fueling a planet of Jew-killing child rapists is the defamation of character. That a person is not allowed, quote unquote, you're not allowed to defend yourself, Mike Huntley and Ron Perlman. Why would I not be allowed to defend myself? I could swear that Bill of Rights and Constitution was established just for that purpose, and I don't even want to bring lame, progressive party and we want to change the Constitution on the fly, but these are people that want to kill and get away with it. They don't care about the Constitution or breathing. And there is a planet of them all conspiring together since I was 5. And now you have to go to the top of the psychology community and government. My family, I was born on Castle Air Force Base, who was my father networked with at the time. We have to kill our 5-year-old. Trichotillomania, labels, taking infinitesimal things and putting it on the worst case scenario. Example, if you smoke a joint, that's a gateway drug, therefore you could become a drug dealer. Okay, but it hasn't happened yet. It's just a group of people hanging out at a party in college. Why do you care? How do you know? How do you have the private information? That's a crime. The privacy violations, the computer violations, the distribution of any human being I talk to, it goes on the internet to worldwide groups and centralized locations. These are all privacy, defamation of character, privacy, intent to hurt, harm, maim, conspiracy to intent to hurt, harm, maim. These are all crimes. So the criminals are trying to talk about right and wrong and morality. Anita Perlman babbling over and over with her numerology and 3s and 2s and 7s and 2 wrongs don't make a right and you have a problem too. She's the biggest criminal out there talking about morality. Okay, think about that. When they're paying off Rody Morales, telling me to have me killed with Mike Huntley and LAPD, and my father paying him with LAPD, and my father paying off LAPD police officers like Dempsey to help me to have me killed for the information in my brain. Okay, think about that. And Arnold Silver, it can't come out what they started at 5. And let's get back to some nut busting here, because technically that's ironic. All right, so and most of those nuts are like Paul Humphrey, who worked at LAPD in 1998 in security companies, hunting me to have me killed. Okay, why did Paul Humphrey befriend me with Mike Huntley to have me killed and cover it up? All right, so let's do a little nut busting. And this is, I know it's simple and it's trivial, but these nuts are grody to the max. Okay, the threads are all fucked and whatever. And I figure, for $15 for some new nuts and keep my threads happy, and especially, oh, by the way, have you ever seen a mechanic torque to 100 foot-pounds? No, they just fucking jam them on with the fucking impact. All right, so anyways, I like to do it right. This rich boy likes to do it. This rich boy that comes from a very wealthy family who has nothing and has been put in a cage for 50 years and not allowed to go out and make real money and do things because I can't interface with any of the other human species based on the defamation of character with the police and my family. Can't make any real money or do anything of importance, and this is the things they're trying to cover up by trying to make it look like I'm buying things, like I'm going spending crazy with them I buy a $2,000 car and see this guy is just spending money and he suffers from OCD, and wait, you have a $1 million McLaren and you have a $500,000 Ferrari and you're quibbling over cheap pieces of shit. Well, Kevin, you have more than one car. Okay, but if I took all my cars and put them together, it's still a billion times less than your one single car, right? Okay, if I have a $500 fucking Geo Metro and a fucking $4,000 Eclipse and a $4,000 truck, well, that's like $12,000 or $10,000. And now that guy goes out and he buys a Toyota Camry for $40,000. So that Toyota Camry is 4 times the value of 4 pieces of shit. I'll just using random examples. But he's okay. It's the guy with the 4 pieces of shit because it's more than one. That's the Perlman family's thought process or justification with their worldwide kill groups. So when I go to the car groups, people trying to manipulate me to go to Arnold and say, will you buy me this? Which, remember, the original dialogue was, Arnold, just, you don't have to do that. Just give me a loan. And technically I didn't need a loan. I was just querying my mother if she had to co-sign, would she? That's it. I possibly never even needed to co-sign. Okay, so she had it all planned out with their worldwide Jew kill network, child rapist Jew kill network. But why? Why go through that much trouble to make your child disappear? Because I want you to have a normal life. Because going to social groups, coffee shops, pool halls, gyms, college, going from the office after work to a bar or a coffee shop, getting fresh air, relaxing, blurring the lines. Well, let's say you're hanging out with car groups and then all of a sudden you're learning things. Well, you committed a crime because you're not there because you know. Okay, so you're gonna say, well, wait, why is everything absolute? Why is it this way or that way? Well, because it's designed to make the victim who's being hunted to be killed or eradicated think, or excommunicated or forced into a cage, think it is his fault, to brainwash him into thinking. Now, everyone else doesn't care about these trivial imperfections that nobody would ever think about. People don't analyze people. Well, why are you here? You asked a question. Wait, you asked, isn't this interesting? You asked a question. Well, what is it? Well, when you're in like middle school and they're like, there's a phrase about asking questions. There's no bad question or, okay, why would you be mad at someone for wanting to know about something on any level? Unless they're criminals involved in a crime. See, Mike, what the fuck's going on? You're dead. World paranoia, have a good life now. We're using the judicial system. Now, technically, he's answering it, but he's threatening. He's saying you're dead. We don't want you existing. He's not saying, Kevin, we're concerned because, and trying to cure their insecurities or delusions or ideologies. Because remember when Dr. Steve Levinson is babbling about cigars, how many cigars you smoke, how many cigars you smoke, how many cigars you smoke, he'll say that every single time. He'll say that 100 times in a row that night, showing his obsession. And then you'll be like, dude, I don't know how to answer you that's gonna make you at peace that you're not allowed to take money with the Perlman family to hunt and kill with your police and judicial friends, people, over things that nobody cares about, that are completely, okay, so you don't like someone who smokes cigars, don't talk to him. Okay, you don't understand it. You don't like people that go to bingo night, so don't talk to them. So just stay away from them. I mean, if you can't accept other people, just stay away, right? But they're not. They're hunting to kill since I was 5 over every single thing with worldwide groups, worldwide neighbors, wherever I live, the roommates I move in with, whether it's University of Colorado or Arapahoe Street 2020, or it's the house on the hill with the goth girl moving above me that was sort of like a Kelly Hatch copycat, and then her roommate just magically is in my philosophy class, right? And she's mad over trivial things like, you got a fucking extension on your paper, you piece of shit, you're a criminal. Okay, like maybe you should focus on things that better the world, not everything has to be perfect, right? You didn't The gay guy we brought home to force on you, and with Eric Feely and Matt, you didn't sleep with them. You know, you're homophobic. We're working with coffee shops and Starbucks employees to hunt you and kill you 20 years later from people who are 18 years old. Defamation of character with worldwide, hundreds of thousands of worldwide lies, and fear-mongered and angry and enraged. Those employees weren't even old enough. They weren't even born when I simply refused to shove my dick in some gay guy's ass because I'm not gay, by going, I'm just not interested, you know, sort of walking away, or, you know, not in a mean way, but, you know, there's a guy that just snuck in my room and he's lying on the floor, and it's not the biggest deal here or anything, but they made it a big deal because at the point that he got rejected, they made it a worldwide affair. Everyone needs to hunt, gay community, hunt and kill Kevin Perlman. And Jason Perlman's lines about transvestites, or after seeing the movie The Crying Game, somehow applies to me and my Trans Am in 1988. And you say that none of this makes sense. The only thing that they're proving is that they have worldwide conspiracy to commit murder with unheard of methods of propaganda or to defame my name. Since 94, worldwide, when the internet came around, Jason Perlman wanted me to see the internet so bad. And working both sides of the fence, I want you to see these websites, I want you to see the internet, everyone hunt them and kill them, just like the car groups, and, you know, even auto shops like Star Auto House, Gabby Engel, working with Ron Perlman, my father, who found me the job at the Mercedes in 1988, loosening the lug nuts, saying this is Chuck Norris's car, take it home to him, trying to cause an accident, and throwing the wrench at me, okay? So, and there's a point where you go, maybe this is one bad seed, versus why is there a planet of them, and then lame things like, we're going to keep doing it until you learn your lesson how to deal with it, which you're not going to be able to deal with it, because you're going to keep trying to stop daily attacks until something really bad happens to you, and the police are going to do what they've done consistently. You're imagining it, and you're going to keep walking away from it every day, and they're going to keep having the new sets of groups daily work on you, and relaxing for you nigger, death threats with the black community and worldwide groups, for constantly trying to walk away from it, to find out that something's going on that shouldn't, that starts at 5 years old, on rotating worldwide groups or exponentially growing until your existence is no more. Or you can't go out of a cage because Ron Perlman hates, with Anita Perlman and Jason Perlman and Arnold Silver, hate their 5-year-old, and that's not the real concern here. It's one thing for a family to hate their child, it's another for them to have worldwide groups to hunt and kill with them, indoctrinating worldwide Jew kill groups, child raping Jew kill groups, and that doesn't happen. Okay, normally, if a family doesn't like their child, which is to the point where the child's life is in danger, he's either protective services takes over to keep the child safe, or he gets older and he just moves on. Okay, when Kelly Hatch was paid off to follow me from Calabasas High to Southern Oregon State College, hunting me to have me killed or eradicated with Oregon police, you don't walk away. See, we hate your guts. We're going to kill you. You don't walk away from us. So now you're saying, but Kevin, your mother and Arnold Silver live in Canada and are working with the police to hunt you, to execute you, with judges in Van Nuys Courthouse with Ron Perlman, but they're in Canada. I mean, that's a long distance. That's a lot of resources to say you're not allowed to walk away from us. And more importantly, we're going to create a situation where you can't, because if every community member worldwide, or 90%, are told to stalk, hunt, and kill with gaslighting, gang stalking, daily provocations, provoking instigations, idea of reference tactics, schizophrenia tactics, computer privacy violations, all in conjunction with a global worldwide child rape and kill operation, who are you going to work for? Who's going to buy your products? No one. Okay, so www.kevinperlmantarget.com, and I'll show you a dirty nut, because that's all I've dealt with for 50 years, minute by minute, trying to cover up a worldwide no relaxing for you nigger and Jew kill operation to kill a 5-year-old Jew. Okay, so it's not the biggest deal in the world here. This nut, can't even see it, but this nut is, these nuts, I just started threading them on, and they weren't sliding on smooth. And I said, you know what, these are really old, And new wheel hub. The threads look a little ganky. Let's just buy, $15, buy some new nuts, slim lug nuts, and be proactive about keeping some things healthy on a 160,000 mile 4.2 liter Vortec, which is ancient and surprisingly is still running, and with a car that everyone's told to get together and vandalize 100,000 times, and LAPD protecting them and telling them to do it with Charles Sean Dincy, and paid off judges like Dohe and Stephen Marcus. My next step would be to move you out of your house. Example, we don't like your kind, so we're going to kill you and make you disappear, and then throw up cover-up arguments that you're a public nuisance and are doing all these things because the Perlman family is paying off judges to have me killed, okay, or eradicated. Mike Huntley, 2001, we are using the judicial system against you, and it has nothing to do with Jewish, it has to do working their schizophrenia. Kevin thinks Jews are judicial employees. It has to do with killing 5-year-old Jews, okay? With a planet helping, and they're harboring so much guilt that they would rather kill over be honest. Okay, so once again, just a little relaxing, doing something to focus on some health, which angers the Perlman family, and will say that, example, Kevin, you kept going to the gym and lifting weights. You think you're Arnold Schwarzenegger, you suffer from OCD. It's not healthy for you to go to the gym and be healthy. Therefore, you're not allowed at any gym worldwide. That was around 2001 with Rody Morales, gym manager Rody Morales. All for doing nothing wrong but going to a gym and being as nice as possible. Every equation, all the way down to 5 years old, is identical. There's Brian Weaver, there's Tom Hope, there's Tom Farley. Let's start with Tom Farley. 8, 10 years old, not sure. I'm being as nice as can be to Tom Farley. We gotta rid Kevin of the world. He's crazy. Why am I crazy? Because you don't like me? If you hate someone, they're crazy, and you're allowed to stalk them and hunt them with unlimited government resources in the Perlman family, yet the only one that's crazy in my book is people that stalk and hunt and kill people because they may be different. Lack of a few hairs. That to me is crazy. You don't see me doing that. You see me accepting everyone, but if I feel weird around them, I distance myself. Correct? Everyone hunt him and kill him. Okay, so when Paul Humphrey is told to befriend me with Mike Huntley at 14, they were told to hunt to execute. Paul Humphrey, 1998, worked for LAPD while being my friend, working with Jen Hess to have me killed in untraditional methods, make me disappear or have me killed, untraditional methods. Judge Stephen Marcus, my next step would be to force you out of your house, showing that he has motive with the Perlman family. Well, Arnold Silber's trying to steal the property, but it's a little more complex because why are worldwide groups helping Arnold Silber make me disappear? It's not a singular, it's a worldwide plural, so it doesn't make sense. Because you can't say, well, we don't know how you got the property, Kevin, so we're all helping Arnold hunt you to kill you. These things don't happen. Okay, normally it's a singular. That guy shows up shooting at you or swinging a fucking pickaxe, and you're like, I gotta get away from this guy. I don't know what's going on. It's not worldwide conspiracies that change daily since 5 years old. And when you say what's going on, they laugh, trying to make it look like you're crazy or paranoid or schizophrenic, and they're not laughing. I've watched those laughs turn into complete fucking rage when they don't get what they want. Okay, it's a psychotic laugh, okay? Like Jennifer Pilcher Perlman smoking weed in her bathroom every night, trying to protect her political career, right? By hunting me to have me killed, okay? But once again, there's too many changing things that don't make sense in a worldwide conspiracy for 50 years daily. Okay, so once again, doing a little nut busting and relaxing while people are no doubtably going to see me and honk their horns 2 or 3 times with Charles Sean Dincy and LAPD and the other thousands of provoking minute-by-minute daily provocations and provokings to set up with LAPD since I was 5 years old, and then say it's mental illness, and they're doing it to help me. They want me to have a normal life. Yeah, They're doing it to hunt and kill out of hate, for lack of some hair and some DSM-5 Book of Mental Illness labeling, because in its extreme form, obsessive compulsive disorder. Oh, scary, compulsive. Yet you can apply that to anything. You can apply that to anything and anyone. You can apply anything to anything and anyone. That's the point. That anyone can pull anything out of their ass. It doesn't make it true. That's why it's called hearsay or defamation. Or the point the Perlman family with the police invest billions of dollars per year on rotating worldwide lies and conspiracies to have me killed is no longer concern. It's pure fucking hatred that this person needs to disappear no matter what. It's not a question. I think. And remember, I think is irrelevant. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. If someone's thought dictated law, everyone would be dead, period. Because not everyone's gonna like you. But the moment they act on it to hunt you to have you killed, especially with Penal Code 182, conspiracy to commit murder, 2 or more people getting together to harm someone, these are premeditated crimes with motive and execution. And for me, I found out 2001, there were 4 to 7 billion people hunting me to kill me per day across the internet, with worldwide groups hunting me to kill me, driven by the police and psychology community and Perlman family, under the notion, I think, Kevin might have done something, and me mouthing off to my mother at 14 years old saying, fuck you, who cares what people think, and her saying, oh yeah, you're fucking dead. You don't mouth off to me, you're fucking dead. Of course, it's still more complicated than that, because 8 years old, I kiss a black girl, they bring in the band Devo after I kiss her to sing Whip It Good, Kevin conforms to media, worldwide no relaxing for you nigger campaign, you hate black people, you're a racist. So the excuses daily change for 50 years, but the worldwide consensus, kill the 5-year-old Jew and laugh and try to make it look like mental illness, does not change. And any possible questioning of it is met in LAPD or police worldwide retaliation. And we're going to see if this person honks the alarm horn 2 or 3 times to provoke or instigate. No, they didn't. That's one of the thousands of tactics, schizophrenia tactics, idea of reference tactics, to do in repetition over and over, hundreds of times per day by worldwide groups. It's not automated alarm responses. It's actually, and you can tell because honk, 10 seconds later, honk, and then maybe they go up the steps and then they do a third, right? Okay, so you can tell it's not an automated computer. It's human behavior, and that gets mixed with the normal things. And so if you were to say 7 out of 10 things are people instigating, the other 3 might get merged into it, creating what? What was Mike Huntley's death threats in 2001? World of paranoia. And what was Karine Estrogen's bullshit cover-up? Well, if 7 out of 10 people are provoking you, 3 might be innocent, and they could get hurt. Okay, whistling is one of your whistleblower tactics. So one of the neighbors went up the stairs and started whistling instead of the horn honking. Okay, well, okay. So if 7 out of 10 people are provoking you, and 3 are getting caught in the paranoia loop, and 3 of those people can get hurt, then your concern is for those 3 people, but your concern is not for Kevin Perlman. So what my family and the psychology community and police are saying is your life is expendable. We're allowed to bash your skull in with lead pipes or whatever. It doesn't matter. But you could defend yourself, and someone could get hurt. And if you stop that person from bashing your skull in with a lead pipe, then you hurt someone. And Anita Perlman would say 2 wrongs don't make a right. See, even though it's 4 to 7 billion wrongs per day to a single entity, exponentially growing for 50 years, if you were to defend yourself in self-defense, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Well, that's not the definition of 2 wrongs don't make a right. And now you're going to say, why does the Perlman family's definitions change to whatever they want them to be? Okay, they're creating their own laws. Okay, their own ideologies and laws. We're God. Okay, taking walks past 6 p.m. because it's getting dark is a crime. Taking a walk at 1 a.m. is a crime. These aren't crimes. They're not even close to crimes. Buying a camera and taking pictures of people, especially studio photography, is a crime. Officer Toro, 2013, if you ever take a picture of a person, I'll exercise the law in my own way. It's interesting that person went up, they got out of their car, they didn't do the horn honking thing, but they started whistling there, and they ran back in their car and left. Okay, now maybe they're coming back to get something and leave, or maybe they're just spazzing out, being an ass puppet, trying to get reactions, who knows. But that's the point. When you're sitting there, 2001, Mike Huntley's the computer privacy violations, the hacking, Havana Ginger involved, Alexa Moore involved. Pornhub didn't exist, but we know where they probably got their name. Mike Huntley routing the hub into my father's office with the Trojans and the spyware. Having worldwide groups watch me at Signity Services, everything I'm doing on my computer, and Mike Huntley starting to spout about people arrested, his friend Brian arrested for trying to kill his wife, or weird things, trying to scare me, make me look paranoid, and then saying with the family, you know what you did, so we gotta lock you away. And of course, at the same time, Roddy Morales is trying to plant a trash bag of marijuana in my house, and Mike Huntley wants me to sign up to World's Gym with Roddy Morales, where he's working with LAPD to catch someone else who supposedly killed someone from Europe at our gym, and Mike Huntley's trying to plant drugs in my house and take me to strip clubs, and they have a whole bunch of strippers and porn stars at my gym, right? And you can see the frame jobs here. They don't make sense why they're doing it, other than you're missing some hair, and it's an obsessive compulsive label, but yet no crime has ever been committed by Kevin Perlman. He's been an exceptional person, but yet there's 100,000 to, technically there's 4 to 7 billion crimes per day directed at me, and everyone's allowed to hunt and kill Kevin Perlman, executive orders to LAPD or by LAPD, because of lack of some hair. See, everyone's committing a crime but Kevin Perlman, and I'm being hunted if I say something or am put in a position where I have to stop someone. Example, if a lead pipe's coming at my head, the judges will be told, and I have to stop them, the judges will be told, Dohe and Marcus and Harmon in Van Nuys Courthouse, don't take the video footage that's admissible as evidence, bury it, and have one-sided staged arguments with prosecutions and never impeach the witnesses about their behavior. Have you ever provoked Kevin Perlman? Do you know if anyone's provoking Kevin Perlman? Is the community mad at Kevin Perlman, saying that he's crazy and calling the cops over and over? Here is proof from Yuka on the Google blog with Paul Humphrey. If you see Kevin, he's crazy, call the cops, help us remove him from society before he gets dangerous, before it's too late. Okay, this is the establishing argument at 5 years old. We have to lock Kevin away before he does something because he's crazy. It's the entire foundation and basis that LAPD and Van Nuys Courthouse and all courthouses generally with worldwide groups are trying to suppress. That they're not hunting me to kill me with worldwide groups, other than I think he might do something and I'm afraid of him. Well, I'm afraid of you because you're hunting me to kill me, and that's a crime. You see what I'm saying? And then guess what? They'll take that. They'll see he is paranoid, so we gotta lock him away. See? It's all by design. LAPD is hunting to kill, especially 5-year-olds, with the government, with worldwide groups, and we all know it. We all know it. And every day I interact with someone, the 5-year-old Jew has to die for what he knows should not be happening. There's no reason why worldwide groups who claim they're good people, who claim they want their freedoms, who claim communism is bad, who claim the Holocaust is bad, so especially the Jewish community, who claim that slavery in the 1800s is wrong with no relaxing for you, nigger, you don't talk. Oh, and this is my favorite from the black community. Kevin's trying to be like us. Well, no, we don't behave like you. Us Jewish people don't behave like you. See, we don't justify killing because of our people were oppressed, so we want power and we're gonna kill. And I'm not trying to generalize, but that's all I've seen. I've never behaved like any of these people that are doing this for 50 years. I've always shown I'm a good person. They get angry and angry with cover-ups and worldwide defamation, slander. And when you see that desperation, you already know who the innocent is and who the guilty is. If you don't understand someone, you stay away. You don't rile up hate mobs to kill people. Okay, so they've been doing this for 50 years. So normally they would say, we live in the melting pot, we're all in this together, we want our freedoms, and nobody's that stupid. All right, so that's it. We're just doing some simple nuts, some nut-busting nuts. All right, with a little bit of tangent of truth, because I value my freedoms, I value my breathing. Whatever reason there's a worldwide conspiracy to commit murder is unacceptable. Since 5 years old, why would I not be allowed to say anything? Why would the police not take the proof, come forward, speak out, say this is wrong? Kevin Perlman is being stalked, he's being victimized, he's being targeted by mass angry mobs. There's no possible reason they would try to bury this unless blood is on their hands. Paul Humphrey, 1988, my friend, with Mike Huntley. Kevin needs to die, working for LAPD security companies, now working with Iranian groups. But remember, they were working with Iranians. Hidden Hills, Navid, okay, the neighbor next door, the Iranian. Let's throw rocks in Darren Moselle's pool to create splashes. Look what Kevin's doing now. Kevin's acting out in anger and rage. And he was told to by the Perlman family. And that's important. That's the key element here. For every place I go, for every human interaction, the Perlman family, the police, government, psychology community are behind daily. Now do this to Kevin, to set him up, frame him, make him look crazy, remove him from society, from some missing hairs that nobody in their right mind, that aesthetically is not perfect. If I had a mole here or a zit, the same thing would be happening. But this is in the DSM-5 book of psychological labels. That is not, right, a mole or a zit. So the point I'm making here is there is a worldwide campaign to kill over a sentence in a book. Not my behaviors, not my activities, not the way I present myself, nothing, okay? Not that the rest would matter, because if you said this guy's weird, remember Aubrey Fisher, Kevin's weird, we need to hunt him and kill him with the government and police. So, some guy's weird, who cares? I mean, people say that every day. People say every day, that person's weird, that person's crazy. But they don't act on it. They go, I feel weird with that. That guy's weird, I feel weird around him. I'm just not gonna talk to him. That guy's weird, everyone help me hunt him and kill him. They're two different things. One is conspiracy to commit murder. One is I'm gonna walk away from someone because I feel weird. The point you defame his name. Aubrey Fisher. I think Kevin's weird. I'm gonna hunt him and kill him with worldwide groups. He tapped his foot by me. Well, that's no longer I think he's weird. That's I'm gonna hunt him and kill him. Anita Perlman. Who cares what people think? Fuck you, who cares what people think? Oh yeah? I'm gonna fucking hunt you and kill you. You mouthed off to me. Okay, she didn't just say, sounds just a babbling weird things. She got angry, okay? She's acting out of anger and hate. Okay, Aubrey Fisher is acting out of anger and hate. She's not acting out of concern. Mike Huntley, what's going on? Me, your mother and father, lured you back here to hunt you and kill you, okay? Because the moment you asked a question, what the fuck's going on? World of paranoia, have a good life now, we're using the judicial system against you. Wait, you say I committed a crime for fucking getting college degrees? To focus on making money and social relationships and meeting people and having friends and pursuing my life? That's a crime to them? Well, you know, you blinked more than once that day. So yeah, you know, it's your behavior. So we have the right to hunt you and kill you with our judge friends. Okay, these are things you would see in horror movies, and if you put every horror movie together, it probably wouldn't be close to anything like this. It would just be visually more grotesque. Okay, so anyways, I will end this short nut-busting piece here on my new shiny silver nut. All right, so that's it. So yes, I'm showing you I have humor and personality, and that in itself upsets the Perlman family because their lies about my personality need to stay lies to the world called defamation of character. So once again, www.kevinperlmantarget.com. Let's put on the only lug nut we'll ever wear. All right, so that's it. So I guess the final message is you can kill me, but the message isn't going to go away, right? The truth is the truth. You can't change that. And everyone has to live with their guilt no matter what they do to me.